Okay, if we shoot up the top here, you'll see that there's little sort of clapper boards. If you click this, it will open up the render view. If you click here, you've got the render settings. Okay, so what we can do is we can click the render settings, and that will bring up our render layer and our render using. So our render using at the moment is using Maya software renderer, which might be okay for this. It's quick. We got Maya hardware 2, we got V-Ray and Maya vector. Now what I want to do, I'm not going to set it on V-Ray, I'm going to set it on mental ray. Now mental ray is not showing, and that's because it's turned off. So I need to go into my Windows and then settings and then preferences, plugins, and then into plugin manager, so window, settings, preferences, down to plugin manager. And this will basically show all of the plugins that are available and which ones are turned on and auto loaded. Now what I'm looking for is a Maya to mr.ml, and I know that it's down here because I have it in a different version of Maya. So what I can do is I can just load this in here. I'm going to check auto load as well. You'll see V-Ray is loaded, and that's why that was showing in the render. So if I hit refresh now, I just close that. When I open this up again, I'll now have access to mental ray renderer. Okay, now that's just to show you how you can change between your renderers. I tend to use mental ray. It's better than the Maya software for a lot of purposes, but a bit slower. So let's just set the default and put mental ray on there. With that done, that should give us a render view. If we click there, this is rendered out now, this frame, yeah. But we need to set up our scene a little bit as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the camera settings down here, and we're going to put in resolution gate. So view resolution gate, and I'm going to work with the perspective view here. So I'm going to put this in there, and it will just give us the resolution. So we've got 640 by 480, and it shows you a shot of that, as you can see. Let's put that in there. You can also pick the camera if you come into Windows and Outliner. Okay, Windows Outliner, sorry, let me close that down. Windows Outliner, there's our camera. So if you look over here, it will give us our camera, and at the moment we've got fit resolution gate horizontal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do overscan, because it brings it in a bit and you can see all the way around it. Now we need to change this setting here, 640 480, because I want to make it HD. So I want 1980 by 1080 by 1920. So come up to our, let's just turn that off. Come up to our renderer, and we're going to go to common, and down here we're going to set, remember in the mental ray tab we're in common, we're going to change this to width of 1920 by a height of 1080. Okay, and that's HD. You can pick it from here as well if you want to. In fact, I'm going to do it 720 just because it will speed the render time up. It's a bit smaller. Okay, and we can close that, and now you can see it's 1280 by 720, which is HD. And now we can zoom in, and this is how it's going to look. So what I'm going to do, I'm just checking that I've got enough scene. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically do an animation that will just sort of do this. Okay, but before I do set that animation, I'm just going to set my lights up and set all the render settings and stuff up. So we'll do that in the next lesson. So I know I jumped over a lot of stuff there, jumping around to plugins and changing the resolution, but just take it slowly and it'll all make sense.